Hi, everyone. My name is Dan Gingiss, the Experience Maker, and I am so excited to be celebrating National Customer Service Week with you and my friends at PACE. Every day this week, we are going to talk about a new topic that will help you create remarkable experiences for your customers at your business. I can't wait any longer. Let's jump right in. So, we are going to learn 5 different ways to create remarkable experiences at your business. We're going to learn about being witty and being immersive, shareable, extraordinary, and responsive. And you're going to be able to put all these to work at your company when we're through with these lessons. This is all part of my wiser methodology because I want to help make you wiser than the competition when it comes to customer experience. Again, wiser stands for witty, immersive, shareable, extraordinary, and responsive. And today we're going to focus on witty. Let's start with some background on why this is even important. Did you know that there are more than 6 million blog posts added to the internet every single day? That's a whole lot of reading, folks. How about tweets? Can you believe it's more than 500 million, half a billion tweets every single day? And do not get me started on email. I know you're guilty of it. I am too. We all are. But holy cow, over 259 billion emails sent every single day. Folks, if I still had hair, I'd be pulling it out. That is just a little bit overwhelming. You see, our prospects and our customers are inundated with content. I just shared some marketing examples, but you can add customer service and product demos, all sorts of things, reminders and alerts, notifications, so much content coming our way. Now, some of it hits the bullseye, but as you see, some of it are in the rings around the bullseye, and that doesn't even include all the stuff that never even hit the target in the first place. We don't need more content. What we need are more experiences. We focus so much time on sales and marketing to bring in new customers. What if we spent just a little bit more time on the customers we already have? The ones that pay our salary, the ones that keep us in business and keep the lights on. How come they don't get nearly as much of our attention as the new ones do? So let's talk about being witty. Now, I don't mean fall on the floor laughing. I don't mean being a stand-up comedian. After all, humor can be a little bit dangerous, something that one person finds funny, another person might find offensive. Witty is very different. It's about being clever. It's about using language to our advantage. And it is about refusing to be boring. I don't care what industry you're in. Even if you think you're in a boring industry, there is no law that says you have to be boring. So I want you to refuse. Let's see some real life examples that will inspire you to be witty at your business. This is a sign on a building in downtown Manhattan in New York, one of my favorites of all time. We are probably the lowest priced in the city. Don't you love this company already? I mean, we know they're honest. We know they have a sense of humor. That one word probably changes the entire sentiment of this sign. You know, we don't know what business they're in. Does it even matter, though? They happen to be a shoe store, but it could be anything at all. What we know is this business has some sparkle, some personality, and we want to learn more. Don't know if you have a chance to get to the immersive Van Gogh exhibit that's going around the country. It's a great art exhibit. I would argue it's even more of a technology exhibit. Very fun and worth going to. You may know that Van Gogh is certainly well known for his paintings that involve sunflowers. One of the things that I loved most about the exhibit was actually outside the exhibit, and it was the signage around it. They creatively used the sunflowers as well as Van Gogh's last name to create signs like "Go this way," or "No go," or my favorite, "Gotta go." I thought this was maybe even more fun than the exhibit itself, but it definitely tied everything together into an experience. In San Francisco, people love Phil's Coffee, so much that there are often lines at Phil's Coffee. But there's a sign there with a smiley face that says, "You're up next, hang tight." It doesn't say, "Line starts here," or "Please wait." No, it's friendly and inviting. It gives the customer a sense that when they get to the front of the line, they are going to be the most important person of the day. I want to tell you a quick story about Universal Studios in Orlando. You probably have heard of Harry Potter World. Well, there is a new trend where people are getting in line for Harry Potter rides with no intention of actually going on the ride. Now, why would somebody stand in line for 45 minutes or an hour, winding back and forth if they don't want to go on the ride? It's because Universal has made standing in line into an experience. You get to wander all the way through Hogwarts Castle, engage with the characters, and see those animated figures on the picture frames on the wall, just like in the movies. People love it so much that they go for the line, for the waiting. Now, folks, I know that most people watching this are not in the coffee business and not in the amusement park business, but I'll bet there's a point where you make customers wait. Maybe you put them on hold. Maybe you sent them a package and there's a time between when you send it and it arrives. Maybe you've signed a contract but haven't yet started the work. When we make customers wait, there is an opportunity to create an experience where one doesn't currently exist. My friend Marquesa Petway helps speakers like me create additional revenue streams in our business. Things like creating online courses and consulting and coaching services. When you go to Marquesa's website, you see this great picture of her and a login button. You see that at the bottom? It says, "Log in, darling." Now, if you know Marquesa, this is absolutely perfectly her personality. And that's what I love about it. Who says that the button has to just say log in? Who says that any button has to say what the button says? Why not have some fun? Look, I'm not a coder, but I can tell you it is pretty easy to change the words on a button. Even I can do it. When you're watching Peacock streaming service and the Wi-Fi goes down, you get an error message. But who could possibly be upset at their Wi-Fi going down when they're staring in to the big, sad, beautiful eyes of Puss in Boots the cat from Shrek? You can't be upset. That's the whole point, and that's what makes this brilliant. Yeah, something's going wrong right now. Customer could be upset, but no, you can't be. Sunbasket is a meal delivery service, and they've added haikus to the side of their boxes, like this one. "Fragile, this needs care. Deliciousness lies inside. Hope you like haikus." Now, what do haikus have to do with a meal delivery service? Absolutely nothing. But what they've done is create an experience on the shipping box, which they're already printing anyway, so why not have a little bit of fun and add some communication that adds to the enjoyment of what's inside? I was recently in San Diego doing a speech and I visited Breakfast Republic. Highly recommended. The breakfast was amazing. And when we got our bill, it came attached to a fork. And on the outside, it says, "Fork it over." Now, they have taken that one moment in a restaurant that could possibly be a little bit awkward or uncomfortable, which is the "it's time for you to pay" moment, and they've made it into something fun. They put a smile on my face. I've never gotten a bill before inside a fork. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. TravisMathew is a clothing company, and what I love about this is they've built some experiences right into their product. You see the tag here on one of their shirts? It says, people actually read these tags, and I love how it's all in capital letters, so it looks like the rest of the tag. And I always imagine somebody standing in their closet, taking out their TravisMathew shirt and having a chuckle all by themselves. But you know what? I guarantee you they think more positively about TravisMathew. Now, on that same trip to San Diego, I walked into the gift shop at the hotel and I found a TravisMathew shirt. So I was like, well, I want to see one of these for myself. Turns out I got a different tag that makes me say, that says, "You make me smell, so wash me properly." Love it. Now I want to go look at all the TravisMathew shirts to see if every tag is different. And I love the brand even more than before. I live in the Midwest in Illinois, and so occasionally I get the Visit Nebraska State Travel Guide. I'll admit this one kind of caught my attention because I don't know what that family is doing rowing down a river in what looks like an oversized bathtub. But what really got my attention was at the top where it said the Not at All What You Thought State Travel Guide, which got me thinking about what is it that I thought about Nebraska? Nothing much, really. But what got me to open it was the bottom there. You see that outline of the state of Nebraska? Let me blow it up for you. It says Nebraska. Honestly, it's not for everyone. Question: who wants to go to Nebraska now? I sure do, and I never had that thought before in my life. A little self-deprecation can go a long way. This is a great example of being witty. You know, you can even be witty on things that seem like they would be boring, like a legal disclaimer. iFlix is based in Malaysia. It's a streaming service, kind of a Netflix competitor. And at the bottom of their corporate emails, they have a disclaimer. You might have one of these at your company as well. But I'll bet yours doesn't start with the words covering our butts. Now, when I see a disclaimer that starts with covering our butts, I want to read more. I've underlined some passages for you to make it a little bit easier. But the thing is that this reminds me of it sounds like an old joke, like a lawyer and a comedian walk into a bar and they come out with this disclaimer. And it's brilliant because it makes it so that people actually want to read it. After all, that's what the lawyers want, and that's what we should want too. The more customers understand the products or services they're signing up for, the less they have to call customer service, the less complaints you're going to have. And so, therefore, anytime we can be witty, even in our legal language, let's take the opportunity. ASOS is a UK-based fashion brand, and they made a little bit of a mistake on one of their packaging bags. You might see it there. They kind of misspelled online. Now, I would argue that 99% of companies would have never even noticed this mistake, and the one that did would have absolutely thrown away the bags. Not ASOS. ASOS decided to turn it into marketing gold in the form of this tweet. Okay, so we may have printed 17,000 bags with a typo. We're calling it a limited edition. Now, I want you to feast your eyes down at the bottom there, where we see more than 8,500 retweets and nearly 50,000 likes. Had to be one of the best performing tweets of the year for ASOS. It introduced tens of thousands of people to the ASOS brand, all because of a mistake. But do we like ASOS more or less because of that mistake? I think they're amazing and I want to see more. So there are many opportunities for you to be witty in your business. You just have to look. There's a welcome letter or email. After all, that's the first communication that a new customer is going to get from you. There's signage, either physical or online on your website or mobile app. As we talked about, legal disclaimers or invoices. Social media is a great place to show some wittiness and some personality. And you know what? We can do it in the contact center too. We can have signs on the wall for employees that give them a little bit of a chuckle. And while it's okay to script contact center agents, let's let them have some fun too and show their own personality. After all, when people call, they just want to talk to another human being. And if that human being happens to have a sense of humor, even better. I want to leave you with an image of a truck that I saw in downtown Chicago, and I absolutely loved this. We shall give good service at a profit if we can, at a loss if we must, but always good service. Isn't that a great concept to hang on to for any business? I want to thank you so much for being here today, and I can't wait to see you next time.